Hi everybody and welcome back to some more racing here on this channel. This is KPG-GOONER here, and in today's video we are back on Ducati 90th anniversary for some more racing. Now in the previous episode I said we were going to do a full championship on this 1975 750 SS race bike. So that's what we're going to do in today's episode. Plus guys, at the end of the video we are going to do a vote to what bike and championship we're going to do in the 80s era. So stay tuned to the end of the video and I will list a few bikes that we're going to choose in the 80s era, and then you're going to get a chance to vote to see which one we do in the next episode. But we've got 3 races to do in this championship on this bike. I'm not sure what this is going to be like compared to the last race we did in the last episode on a similar sort of sized engine. So this has got 1 Grand Prix circuit and 2 full circuits. Oh, we've got the Misano circuit as well, which is an absolutely brilliant circuit. I absolutely love that circuit in the MotoGP calendar. So this is going to be a good championship today. This should be fun. Hopefully this bike handles really well, but we will see. Let's get straight into it and get straight into the racing. So here we go. Right, first up in this 70s championship on this bike, we've got Imola, and I believe it's a different version of the circuit that we did in the previous episode. It's got a chicane right at the end of the circuit before the finish straight, and it's really, really tough to get through if I remember rightly. So let's get straight into this. We're not sure how this one's going to handle compared to the previous bike. Let's just check the settings. I've turned off anti-wheelie off. So I'm not sure whether this one's going to wheelie up like the previous bike. We will find out. Let's get straight into the race. Right, so here we go with the first race of this championship. Now we've got to have 3 races in today's episode. We've got to try and earn at least a podium place in each race to try and win the overall championship and move on. But see what this bike's like for acceleration. No, I don't think it's as quick as the last bike, and it didn't wheelie up, but this bike might not have as much power, and or maybe it's slightly heavier. But that's not a bad start. Let's see if we can start off really well. Let's try and bump through a few of these. That's not bad. Let's see what the braking's like on this bike and the handling. Oh, this one turns in quite well, and this is on default settings. That's a lot better than the other 750. So that's not a bad start. Let's see if we can just stay with the leaders around this circuit. We've had a bit of practice around here. It's just a chicane right at the end of the circuit that I've got to be a little bit careful around. But let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can get a good result in each one of these races, but I'm looking forward to Marco Simoncelli's Misano circuit. Now I want a bit of practice around there with MotoGP 16, Valentino Rossi, the game coming up sometime this week, and that's going to be on the channel. A full walkthrough on that game as well, guys. We're going to do a full career starting from Moto 3 right up to the GP bikes like we did on MotoGP 15. We may do a few of the other game modes, but we're going to concentrate on the actual MotoGP calendar. That's what I really want to do, so hopefully you enjoy that. And we managed to tuck up the inside, so we've taken that nice little line through there like we like doing around this circuit. And let's just try and hold these two off. We've got to slow down for this tough section coming up. We need to start braking as you go underneath that little board in there. And oh god, it just managed to get the brakes on, turn it. No, I was a bit slow. I left the braking a little bit too late and really had to slow down and just pull it back, but luckily they didn't knock me off. But let's just stick with it. We're not doing too bad on this first lap around the circuit. Let's just see if we can stay with these two. Just try and slow down here. Now the brakes on this bike seem a little bit more responsive, and it turns in quite well actually, even on default settings. So you wouldn't need to tweak this bike too much. I don't think the acceleration on it is quick as the previous race bike we used around this circuit, but the top end I think is about the same. Right, this is the chicane I used to crash off a lot. Let's try and slow down through there. Turn, slow down. Oh god, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't the quickest, but we managed to get through there without crashing off, and that's a positive in my book. And I know there's a few of you guys that have been commenting about the graphics on this Ducati 90th anniversary, and I don't disagree with you. I think Milestone need to improve the graphics on some of their games, but it's not one of the things that I do think they need to improve it. But I don't worry about it too much. The thing that I'm more interested in is the game modes, the physics. Is it fun to play? The lost ability of the game. It's the things like that. I think I get into the game, I test it out, I go through all the game modes. I see, because I know the graphics do need to improve. I'm not saying they don't, and hopefully when Ride 2 comes out and Valentino Rossi, the game, the graphics are better on that. That's absolutely brilliant. But if the game has amazing graphics but the handling and the physics are really poor, that's going to bother me a little bit more than some of the things like the graphics. But also sound. I don't think the sound on this is amazing, but we haven't got onto some of the higher performance bikes. You'll be able to tell a little bit more because I haven't heard the sound of some of these bikes, so I wouldn't be able to tell whether they sound realistic or not. But you know, these are things that after a couple of weeks of having the game, I will be able to comment a little bit more on. But so far, oh god, I almost lost the back end around that corner. Really went a little bit tight in there, but those are the sort of things I'll be able to answer after a few weeks in this game. But we're definitely going to be doing a full walkthrough. For those guys that have liked the videos and given some positive comments on the thing, thank you so much. But I am enjoying the game, and yeah, I'm glad I downloaded it. But whether I agree with it, the price of it, maybe I reckon it could have been a little bit cheaper. But if I spend 100+ hours on this game, I think £30 not a lot. So and it's another game in my collection, and I love racing games, so to me it was worth getting. Right, let's see if we can get through a little bit quicker. Slow down, pull it back, just a little bit over the curb, just managing to control it. But those two bikes got a little bit quicker through there, and I think they're going to take me on the straight. But we've got to be aware of that on the last lap, because we could get overtaken on the line. But this hasn't been too bad. Let's see if we can get a nice line through here. Let's slow down, get faster through there. Now that was a little bit better, slightly on the curb, got a good line through there. That was much quicker. I think that was, yeah, that was much better, kept in the middle of the circuit, so we got a really fast speed to the start of this final lap. If we can carry this on, we should be able to get that time down. And yes, at the split time we were slightly faster, and that's brilliant. But this bike definitely handles better than the previous race bike that we used around this circuit. But I'm not sure about the acceleration and the top end. I think it's slightly slower acceleration, but top end I'm not sure whether it's slightly quicker or about the same. But we will tell. I mean, this circuit hasn't got loads of long flat out sections where we can get up to top speed. If we had that long straight like on the previous version of this circuit, we might have been able to find out. But let's see if we can finish this off and get 3 medals and get a good start to this championship. I don't know what's coming up next. It's either going to be that road circuit. Oh god, went slightly a little bit too fast through there. Or it's going to be Misano, which I'm really looking forward to get my first go round there in a while. I haven't raced around there in a while, but I do love that circuit. Absolutely love it in the MotoGP calendar. It's definitely a circuit that I'm going to be looking forward to racing around in my MotoGP 16 career on Valentino Rossi the game. But let's just try and finish this off. Now we've just managed to extend that lead slightly, a little bit more. Let's see if we can just carry that on, slow it down into this corner, get a tighter line. See if we can finish off strong. And that wasn't bad round there, just went onto the curb slightly, but gave me a good line to go into that corner. That's absolutely brilliant. And I think we have just pulled away. We've got about a second lead going into this final section. Right, this is the difficult chicane. Let's try and slow it down. Let's try and get a better line through here. Try and keep it nice and tight. So that wasn't bad. Gave me a perfect turn. And that wasn't too bad. It wasn't the quickest, but I think it just gave us enough of a drive going on to the finish straight to finish this. And I think that was our quickest lap as well. And we get the win. So we get the win in the first race of this championship. And that's absolutely brilliant. And I quite like that bike. That is nicely, for considering it's on default setting, it handled really well. So we're going to get straight into the second race, and I can't wait. If it's Misano, I'm going to be really on it on that one because I love that circuit. So let's get straight into it now. So here we go. Also, guys, don't forget, at the end of the video, we're going to do a vote to what championship or race and bike we're going to use in the next episode in the 80s era. So we're going to do that. We're going to see what bikes are available to use, and then we're going to put it to a vote. So we will leave that for the end of the video. Let's get straight into this, and it's around Misano. Yes, I'm looking forward to this. So hopefully I can win this. Let's get straight into the race now. So here we go. Right, so here we go with this race around this Misano circuit. I absolutely love this circuit. Now, I used to do so many races around this on my MotoGP 15 career and online races. I absolutely love it. So hopefully I can have a good race on this bike round here and see if I can put some good times in. So see if we can get a good start. It's got some tricky corners, but I remember I did a race around this circuit in the pissing rain and I was doing some ridiculous lap times around here. I absolutely loved it. I was literally sliding it into the corners. And check out my videos on my MotoGP 15 career if you want to see what I mean. I absolutely love this circuit, but that wasn't the best start. We've let the AI get away here. Let's just try and settle in and try and just work out our braking points on this circuit. It's been a while since we've been around it. That's quite a tough section around there, but this bike doesn't handle too bad. It turns in quite well, and we've managed just to tuck up the inside of that rider and get into P7, but we will start to really start hammering the bike and the speed around this circuit once we've done a lap. Let's see if we can tuck up the inside of a few more riders. Can we get past them? No. Yes, can we get back? Yes, I think we're going to take that rider. Yes, we managed to get. Yes, we managed to get a few riders in that corner. Got a nice tight line through there. And yeah, this bike definitely handles quite well for a 1975 bike. It really does handle well. The suspension's not too bad. Let's try and slow it down through that corner and really try and accelerate and open the throttle there. And that was not bad. So we've managed to get to the front and that rider's just trying to hold a line there. But hopefully we can get to nice speed through this section and get up to a high speed. Right, you don't need to brake through this section. Just keep that throttle open and just keep on powering down this section. And you don't need to slow down until you can see that tough corner there. Then you start getting the braking and get a nice turn into there at nearly 80 miles an hour. That's not bad. Just keep it quite fast. Now this is a tough section. You really have to slow down to a slow speed. And we've managed just to slightly pull away there. Right, we're starting to remember the circuit. Now let's just try and get a nice line onto the finish straight. And we really are pulling away, but I thought this might happen. This is definitely a circuit that I feel comfortable around. And that's the first lap out the way. And that was really, really good. Now let's try and up the level and try and go a bit faster around here. And see if we can get that time slightly quicker on this bike. Let's try and get a nice tight line into there. Get right onto the curb there. Sets us up for the next corner. Oh God, we've run slightly too fast into there. Pull it round. We could have done that a little bit quicker. We went a little bit too fast now. Need to use the brakes a little bit more around there. Right, let's get a nice line through this section. Let's see if we can go through this section a little bit quicker. Right, slow it down nicely. Try and get a nice turn. Oh God, I had to brake a little bit too much. It's really hard on the older bike. It doesn't turn it's nicely into there as a GP bike would, but it's not bad. It's still good enough, and we've managed to just pull that gap away from the other riders a little bit more. Let's keep that up. Right, let's try and go through here a little bit tighter. Let's try and maintain a decent speed. Get nice and tight, hug that apex, and we get round there and get a nice drive. This is looking good. I think we should be quicker at the next split point. And yes, we are nearly 2 seconds, so we are definitely improving. Right, so let's go nice and tight into that corner. Maybe that was a little bit too tight. We bumped on the curb. That might slowed us down slightly. Really trying to open the throttle and accelerate a lot quicker around the corners, but we've got to remember we're on an old bike here. It's not going to probably respond as well as we would like and what we're used to, but let's try and hammer it down here. Let's see what this bike's capable of. I think it managed to get up to about 125 last lap, did I? 123, and now we're having to slow down. So about 123 that we've managed to get out of this bike around the circuit, and we're almost a second quicker coming to one of the final split points. God dear, we had to really turn it in there. Lost a bit of time through there, and again we turned a little bit late there, just mucked up. See, if you don't get one of those corners right, it doesn't set you up right for the next one. You've got to remember that your positioning on these circuits has to be really good. It sets you up for each corner when there's a succession of corners, but let's get over the finish line. And we did go faster on that lap, only slightly. Let's see if we can do an even faster lap now. Let's really hammer it now. Let's really open this throttle on this bike and really see if we can get the times down even more. Now we've settled in, and hopefully we can get a faster time, but we definitely should be able to get the 3 medals on this race. I think the gap is decent enough. Right, it's nice and tight into there. That was a nice tight line through there. Right, hugging the apex, not going on the curb, and look at that. That split time over a half a second quicker than the previous lap, so that was absolutely brilliant. And now I'm starting to settle in on one of my favourite circuits on the GP tour, so that's absolutely brilliant. Right, let's see if we can get a nice line through there. Oh, my God, I went a little bit too quick into there. Damn! I left the brake in a little bit too late. I thought I could go around there a little bit quicker. That was my own fault. I didn't brake enough, but we managed to pull it around. Luckily, we've got a decent enough gap. But we were still quicker at that section, still nearly half a second quicker. So let's see if we can... Oh, God, I felt the back going there. I accelerated a little bit too early around that corner. You've got to be always aware of that. On the Pro Physics, the back end does sort of kick out a little bit too much if you try and accelerate a little bit too early on well, not too bad on this bike because it's only got to about 82 brake horsepower, but on the higher, more powerful bikes you've got to be careful you don't accelerate too early around a corner because it will kick out and you will find yourself kissing the tarmac. So always be aware of that. But we are second quicker coming into that slow section there, and this has been an absolutely brilliant third lap. Shame we made that mistake because it would have been even quicker, but let's see if we can finish this off and get 3 medals on this second race of this championship, and things are looking good. Now we've only got that road circuit left. I think it's an Italian road circuit. Hopefully we can get a decent race in that one, but looks like we're going to get this one. Yes, we do, and we take a victory, and we get another even faster lap there. That was absolutely brilliant. That's going to the final race, and then we will get into the voting for the next bike to choose for the next video in the 80s era. So we're up to maximum points. We are doing so well so far. This is absolutely brilliant. Now let's get straight into the next race there. Here we go. Also, guys, I just want to say we're going to be doing a full walkthrough on this game, a full walkthrough on Valentino Rossi the game, MotoGP 16, and plus we're still going to be doing MXGP 2, plus there's loads of other racing games coming up on the channel. I hope you're enjoying everything that we're showing on the channel. Please keep liking the videos, please keep commenting. I appreciate all your support. Right, let's get into the final race of today's episode. Right, so here we go with the third and final race in today's episode in this championship. Let's see if we can make it 3 wins on this bike. But this bike hasn't been too bad. I must admit, for a 40-year-old race bike, it doesn't handle too bad. The only things I will say, it doesn't accelerate very fast. But once it gets up to speed, it ain't too bad. But hopefully we can do all right. But this circuit can be tricky. Let's see if we can win this one, but we will have to see what happens. We're not sure how quick the AI around here, but we've dropped down to P10, so that wasn't the best start, but let's just try and get up to speed. And once we get in a rhythm, and hopefully we can win this, but it's not going to be easy. Try and get nice and tight into that corner, try and get as much speed around them. We've dropped down to P12, try and get up the outside of that bike. We're up to P11 again. Let's just see if we can just take a few riders in this corner. There's some tricky sections around here where you've got to be careful you don't go through these corners with too many bikes, because you can get taken off. We've managed just to nip up the inside of that bike, so we get up to P8, so that's not bad. Trying to hold a decent line. Now we can start accelerating on this bike. Now you have to get a really good line through here to maximum speed. Let's see what sort of speed we can get up through here, and you've got to be careful. You're going too close and that guy's come off. Oh god, I ran over him. But that's what you've got to be aware of. Now that happens quite a lot when you get through that section too tight to other bikes. You can slightly lose it through there, and you can just slightly tap into one of those buildings and get taken off. But luckily we took a better line through there, and it didn't happen to us, but we could have got taken off if we went straight into that rider's bike, but luckily we avoided it. But we're up to P7. Let's see if we can get a nice tight line through here, try and get a nice line and get a bit of good drive. Just having it slow, it's not turning to the left as well as I would like, and it's taken us a little bit out wide. We lost a bit of speed through there. It didn't turn in very well. We could have altered the suspension, but I want to try and do it on default settings and leave it as the same as it's been in the previous 2 races. But we are up to P6 in the first lap. That's not too bad. Let's see if we can just stay in contention. We can't let them get away too far, but this is a slow corner, trying to get nice and tight into there and try and keep it in the middle of the circuit and be aware of the other riders behind us. But let's just try and stick with them. Right, now we know what the circuit is. Let's try and open the throttle and try and go a little bit faster through the corners. Just checking how many bikes we've got behind us. They're not really close, but the 5 bikes in front of us are really hammering it now. Let's just try and go faster through these corners. We need to improve on our times if we want to keep up with the riders and we want to at least get a podium place. We want to get at least a podium place, because then we need to get at least 1 medal and points tally to proceed in this championship. But we need to start catching. I mean, we're coming to the midway point of this circuit, and we need to latch onto at least that bike in front of us. by the end of this straight here. Let's see if we can try and get a nice drive around this corner. Let's try and get it nice and tight, keeping the speed up, not slowing down too much, just slightly braking there. Did you see the tyres skid slightly there? I just lost it slightly, and that probably cost me a bit of time. But let's see if any riders come up through there. No, they all got a good line through there, and we need to improve through this section and see if we can get past a few more riders. Let's try and get nice and tight, and then try and open that throttle up the hill. That wasn't too bad. I think I got a good drive up there. I think we should be able to get past this bike in this next corner if we can get nice and tight around this corner, can we? Let's try and get up there. Yes, got to be careful that we don't make contact with the other riders and get taken off. Right, let's try and take a nice tight line through here. Just trying to balance the accelerator and trying to get it turned in round here. I found it really difficult on the first lap, but that was a little bit better. I'm still drifting out wide, just trying to get decent speed round then getting it turned in, but I think we should be able to catch the leading riders at the end of this lap if we can just accelerate. So let's just try and get up this corner slightly quicker, just having to slow down a bit. I don't want to ram straight into any of those riders. Try and get nice and close, get a tighter line through there, trying to maintain a bit of speed, but backed off slightly. I could have made contact with that rider there. Let's try and get in his slipstream going into the finish straight of the second lap. Right, we've got one more lap to go, and I've got at least 2 bikes to get past if I want to get a podium in this, and we were almost a second quicker on that lap. Let's see if we can go a little bit quicker on this lap. Let's really accelerate through here. Yes, we're definitely flying through there, trying to get up to about 120 miles an hour through there. Let's really try and push this bike now, but we've got to get a nice tight line through this next right hand corner. Let's try and slow it down and try and get it turned in, but no, we didn't get a decent drive. No, that wasn't too bad actually. We've managed just to gain a slight bit of timing. Yes, we were 0.2 quicker at that section, so we did get a quicker speed through there, and we're going around the outside. Is that going to work for me? Am I going to get it turned in before the next left-hander? God, it just made contact, and again made contact. Really trying to get round that bike there and just try to hold that line, and I've managed to get past all of them there, but am I going to make it stick? Now I've got to be careful through here. They don't come up the outside of me and try and knock me into one of the buildings. No, I think I've just managed to fight them off, and we were 0.3 quicker at that sector, so we were running really quick through there. God, I had to really ram the brakes on there to get it turned in. Turn in. We're going really wide. Turn it in. God dear, really struggled to turn it in there, really slowed down through there. We went into that corner really quick. Right, we've got to get a nice decent speed through here. Let's try and get nice and tight onto the curb there. God dear, really struggled to get the brakes on there, and again we're really struggling. That didn't set us up very well for that corner. We wanted probably to go on a little bit wider to the right and then turn in, but that hasn't worked out too bad. I think we're going all right. I'm not sure whether this is quicker at the next split point. We might have lost a bit of time through that tough corner, we will see, but we're leading the race, and that's amazing considering we were lagging. Yes, we are slightly quicker at that split point. I thought it was slightly quicker. Now we've only got a couple more corners to hold on to this race, but I think the gap is quite decent. I think it's at least half a second, and that should see us to the end as long as we don't make any mistake. Right, we slowed it down right to about 50 miles an hour, almost hit the wall there. God dear, that was close, but managed to turn it in, and I think we're going to do it. Now that's not bad, so that's 3 wins in today's episode. That has been brilliant. Now we're going to get straight into that vote, guys, of what bike we're going to use in the 80s era, and I absolutely love that bike. I really enjoyed today's episode. For a 40-year-old race bike, that thing does handle pretty well, considering I didn't alter any of the settings either. Right, so let's just get to the results. So we take 75 points, 3 wins in 3 races, which was absolutely brilliant. Now let's get straight into the voting to what bike we're going to choose for the next episode. Here we go, guys. Right, so we're going to select the 80s era for this vote. And the era is going to be between 1985 and 1989. I'm not sure how many bikes there is in this era to choose. We will see. And it's not so much about what race, track or championship. It's just choose the bike, guys, and I will select one with that bike. So we got a 750 F1 racing bike there. Let's just select one of these so we can have a look at the bike. And so you can choose. So we got this, this 750 F1 racing bike, 1985. Looking at the stats, they're not too bad. And we've got this other 750 here. And we got, is that an 850? Right, let's just check out this one. So we've got this one. This is a C category sport bike, and the stats are not too bad on that. And this bike is an 850, And this is the most powerful of the lot. It's a 1989 851. So, and that's a B category. So those are the bikes to choose, guys. Just get voting. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and comment, and I will see you soon for the next episode very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye, guys.